The series begins in Munich, where an elderly man is rehearsing certain phrases in front of a mirror. In fact, this is a killer in makeup who stole the appearance of the old man he strangled. In the evening, he goes to work as a cleaner in an office building. He is preparing to complete the order when the secretary, who became the first victim, appears. The guard, hearing a bang, goes to check, forcing the killer to open fire. The killer pursues the target of the young Major Elias Fest, who escapes down the stairs. Experience, skills, and excellent eyesight allow a mercenary to wound a fugitive in the leg. Having caught up with the Major, the killer puts a second bullet in his leg, after which he defiantly misses his head. After going out on the balcony, the killer throws smoke bombs down, and then descends onto the ropes to blend into the crowd of people. When he gets to the shelter, he takes off his makeup and, looking at himself in the mirror, thinks, "Well, you're a fantastic creature." The next day, he collects an ingenious sniper rifle in his room. The killer then inspects the area with a sniper scope, looking at the army shooters on the roof and the guards near the entrance to the hospital. After finding the door, he shoots at the wall above it to adjust the accuracy of the sight. The second shot fits perfectly in the crosshair. After finishing his preparations, he waits for the trap to close. Soon, the car of Manfred Fest, a potential future chancellor of the country, arrives at the hospital to visit his son, who was injured in an allegedly unsuccessful assassination attempt. When the politician exits, the killer pulls the trigger. A few moments later, the victim falls with a bullet through his head. After shooting back, the sniper carefully collects the weapon, leaves the bomb under the bed, and leaves before the cops arrive. After getting into the car, he lets the police convoy pass, after which he changes the car in the underground garage. When the special forces find his apartment, the bomb explodes, covering his tracks, followed by the first car on fire. The incident arouses the interest of MI6 agent Bianca in London. She is surprised by the murder from a distance of 3,815 meters, which is more than the well-known confirmed record of 3,540 meters. It's impossible. Well, that's what the Germans say, and they're very pedantic. After analyzing the video of the suspect and his bag, Bianca comes to the conclusion that he has a unique rifle made to order by the Irish gunsmith Stoke. To get on his trail, she suggests using her contact variable. At this time, a new contact knocks on the killer, nicknamed the Jackal, offering an order for $10 million. The customer is willing to pay one lamb just for the killer to get acquainted with the offer. The Jackal makes an appointment at a lake in Sweden. A customer arrives there, a woman named Zina. She mentions the name of the target, Uli Charles, an IT billionaire who announced the release of the River program, which will make all financial transactions in the world transparent and show the owners of illegal fortunes, which threatens the established capitalist order. Naturally, getting rich is willing to pay a lot to prevent her from being born. The killer demands a tenfold increase in fees. $100 million. After the conversation, he returns home to a villa in Spain, where his wife Nuria is waiting for him. The Jackal gets in touch with the Munich customer about the payment, but he decides to throw him on the dough, canceling the money transfer and sending him for a walk to anatomical distances. Hiller fears that this precedent will damage his reputation, and other customers will also stop paying. Wanting to find the culprit, he contacts the bank about the revoked transfer. After learning that the transaction is going through a Munich bank, he decides to go to the office personally to clarify the details. For this, the Jackal has to leave his son's birthday. His wife gives him a ride to the airport, after which he changes into a taxi to pick up a fake passport from a safe deposit box. In the process, his wife notices him in a taxi, suspecting him of cheating. You don't know where he is or what he does. Charles is a good man. On the way to Munich, Zina gets in touch to arrange another meeting to discuss the details. The killer meets with her in Munich, where he learns that her accomplices have squeezed 100 million and want to bargain, but are ready to transfer 20 lakhs as an advance payment, so that the target is eliminated before the launch of the River program. They also agree on the symbols. The Jackal goes to the bank, where he learns the name of the company that revoked the payment. Through a simple search for shell companies, he comes across a corporation, among the leadership of which is Elias, the son of a murdered politician. He's the one the killer suspects of ordering it. Bianca, according to the available videos, makes up a portrait of the
alleged killer. White, under 50, right-handed, former British soldier, excellent marksman. Therefore, you can make inquiries at army schools, where information about the outstanding shooter is probably preserved. After receiving a tip from an informant, she travels to Belarus, where Stolk is hiding. In order not to frighten the White Russians with a black face, the operation is carried out secretly and illegally. However, the Irishman was waiting for them, having mined the house. After losing 2 operatives and missing the gunsmith, Bianca returns to London with a captured phone and suitcase, and an armoured target escapes. As it turns out later, parts of a sniper rifle, like the one used by the shooter in Munich, are disguised in the suitcase. I had no idea I was carrying a sniper rifle. Due to the disruption of the operation, loyalty checks begin in the ranks of ME6. Bianca's boss, Osito, calls her in for a private conversation to share her concerns. There's a mole in the team. The technician informs Bianca that she found regular phone calls with a certain Jackal in the gunsmith's phone. The Jackal in Munich continues its punitive operation for a ratty payment to the customer. In makeup, he visits the funeral home to hack into the computer of funeral director Manfred Vest. Having found the right candidate among the employees, the killer disguises himself as him, having previously eliminated the original with a shot to the head and hiding the body in the trunk. Suspecting something is wrong even after the video call, Nuria checks her husband's office to understand who he works for. She finds a hiding place with a safe and a secret room, the entrance to which is hidden behind a mirror. Inside there is a disguise laboratory, as well as a lot of cash, fake passports and weapons. At the funeral, the Fest family demonstrate their Jackal nature. Elias's sister is ready to share Daddy's inheritance right at the wake. As the funeral procession drives away from the house, the Jackal, who has taken the driver's seat, asks the would-be customer how his leg is doing. After killing the bodyguard, he breaks away from the security car, setting up a Carmageddon in the quiet German streets. After parking in an alley, the Jackal turns to a terrified Elias, who apologises for trying to leave with payment, explaining her moral trauma from injury. "I hired you to kill my father, and you shot at me. Of course I was angry." After making sure that the Major's guard heard the confession on the dropped phone, the killer uses his own quote to remind the victim that being rude to hired killers, even in anonymous correspondence, is not the best idea. After killing the customer, the Jackal disguises himself, activates a bomb in the trunk, and goes to the subway. The bomb explodes before the guards approach, covering their tracks. The killer himself, going down the escalator, bitterly watches through the video surveillance system as his wife, mother-in-law and brother-in-law climbed into a secret laboratory at home. Getting out of Munich by car, the Jackal stares at a bird flying in the sky, which is why he accidentally activates the driver mode and crashes into a parked courier truck. The driver is a simple, hard worker who does not want to take a payoff, preferring to contact a policeman so that the employer does not slap a fine. Due to an overly thorough inspection, the officer notices the weapon and money in the Jackal's bag, forcing him to take down both him and the truck driver, making it look like they shot each other themselves. Continuing on his way, he calls his wife to invite her to Paris and resolve the situation with the ambiguities. After reaching the safety of the garage, the killer screws up the license plates and sprays acid on the interior, destroying fingerprints. After meeting his wife at the hotel, he admits that he lied to her from the very first day they met. The killer says he is engaged in industrial espionage for billionaires, for which they use fake names. Money is needed to pay bribes, and weapons are needed just in case. He denies that they are out for murder and swears that the last case will provide them with money for the rest of their lives. You just have to wait 2 weeks. It's going to be a great life. It's going to be the 3 of us. The spouse is happily led to another lie. Bianca, trying to get on the trail of a unique sniper, checks the shooting instructor. He reluctantly admits that he knew one Duggan soldier, theoretically capable of hitting a target from a distance of almost 4 kilometers. But he died 10 years ago. Just in case, the agent tells the assistant to check the information on Duggan. She then suggests to Isabel's boss that Vince, a colleague with whom the training took place, join the team. She trusts him out of old friendship. Over a glass of beer, the woman confesses to Vince that she has a lead on the Jackal's next target, but she can't tell anyone because it's unknown who's leaking the information. The Jackal arrives in Tallinn, where Uli Charles is supposed to present his programme, River. You can't go to Tallinn. The world needs a river. He goes to the concert to test the entrance control system and inspect the hall from the inside. In the process, the killer goes upstairs to the technical rooms. After breaking the lock, he climbs onto the sliding panels, which offer a beautiful view of the stage, just what the shooter needs. Suddenly, the technicians activate the panels, causing the killer to almost fall. Miraculously caught on the cable, it hangs from the ceiling, dropping the phone. When the panels come together again, the Jackal climbs up, realizing that he was a hair away from the record. He became the first suicide bomber for hire. Downstairs, he turns to Rasmus, the security guard, asking for help finding a phone. After dialing a number in the missing hall, they manage to find the device, cracked but working.